as I've previously mentioned, I went to Cars and Coffee event at the Motorist, which is up in Leeds. As I've already recapped, if you don't know what it is, it's essentially the caffeine machine of the north. There's been a few influencers that have gone there in the past. I believe Shmi 150's been, and if you know her, Girl Talks Cars. So she's, to be fair, I saw one of her videos and I thought, might as well have a look. I've been wanting to go for a while, and the Sunday was the perfect time to go. So when I was there, so I took the drive up. It took me about an hour from where I live. The roads up there, really good roads actually. Obviously I'm in the Mini, it's going good all the way. So yeah, it was a really good drive there. Although going through a lot of little villages that sometimes was a bit hectic. There's a few bridges that were shut, which wasn't particularly ideal. I'm driving up the main road. It's a very long drive up. However, it's a very good road, I'd say. Very smooth road. The reason it's obviously going to be a lot long is because it is at a sort of like a runway place. It's where people learn how to fly planes. But enough of all that, so enough of the waffling. What did I see? Well, first you pull up, you go up the long road, you go into the Motorist, and there was just cars everywhere. And I mean everywhere. So if you want to get your spot on the pavement part, on the actual like road surface where there's no grass, I'd recommend that you go there very early. So I went there probably for about 20 to 2. The place was packed, the place was heaving. I did struggle to find a space actually going onto the grass, like the grass bit. But there is sufficient parking, there's plenty of it. Like I said, if you do want to get one of those early spots, it's best to go early. So what kind of cars were there? So there was a lot actually, and I'll show some of the footage. I didn't take horrendous amounts, but there was everything to do with, there was Fords, there was there's a Ferrari, there was some Porsches. There was only one Mini, which I thought was a bit odd. And then obviously I pulled up. Mine was better because it's a JCW. Everything from modded, they've got everything to classic. There was even a guy there who was trying to sell his, I think he had like a Caterham, sort of kit car kind of vibe. He was trying to sell that, he had a big for sale sign. I didn't see many people go up to him, unfortunately. Bit of a shame. Sorry there, bud. But yeah, the really good turnout. There was actually one guy that was really stood out, and that was I think it was about midway that I was there. I was only there for about an hour or so. This midnight purple Skyline turns up, pulls up on the drive, pulls into space, backs it up, and all the little teenagers, oh my god, all the jap heads are like, oh my god, what's under the bonnet? And then as soon as he opened the bonnet, everybody's phones were out. They're just like, oh my god. I assume it's because it's probably pushing about 1,000 brake, I would assume. It was a very nice example, I'd say. Probably worth a good amount as well. The guy did spend some real good time with it. A lot of people were chatting with him. But yeah, really nice car. Okay, so in terms of the food, I've heard some mixed reviews before. I know She Talks Cars mentioned that the chips weren't that great. The coffee's good, but the chips weren't so great. My experience, I didn't really go to the cafe bit because as soon as I arrived, I thought, oh, I'll grab myself a little bite to eat. And the queue was huge. Like, obviously it's a Sunday, it's packed, it's Easter. The queue was huge, and I was like, do you know what? I'm gonna wait a little bit, wait till the queue dies down. But they did actually have some little food stalls near the sort of garagey bit. I managed to get myself a nice sort of hog roast sandwich. I think it was about £6. A Fanta was about £1.50, which I thought was a bit of a scam. But the food was okay. Like, you're not really gonna go there for a gourmet experience. Although they do have sort of like an a la carte restaurant. I presume you have to book it before because it was pretty pretty packed. The menu did look good. Unfortunately, I didn't take a picture, but I'll try and find one on the website if I can. If not, apologies. But yeah, so you can do that. Obviously, with it being a Cars and Coffee event, there's going to be coffee. I do love my coffee. And I paid £3.50 for a latte. I just didn't think it was too bad considering the type of place that it is. It's going to be renowned for petrol heads. Anything to do with motorsport is typically a bit more expensive usually, but it wasn't actually that bad. The coffee was okay. The blend was average, but it did the job. But you can do cheaper, and they did have a refillable thing. I think the food store was doing it at about £1.50, £1.70. If you went into the actual cafe itself, it was £2. So that wasn't too bad. You can just refill it. A lot of people were doing that. They were going for refills. They were walking about the event. But yeah, it is what it is. It's not too bad. What was my favourite part about the event? About the place? I'd probably just say the atmosphere. It's got a really good atmosphere. There's a lot of people that are petrol heads. I'd say if I was to go next time, I would go with my mates. I did go on my own, so I did feel a bit awkward when taking, little snapshots, little videos of things. But I'd say generally it's a good vibe. Everybody's there for the same purpose you are, really. But yeah, I would prefer to go with my mates if there was an event again, which there is. There's always ones if you check out the calendar. Special event, there are ones that are specific for certain cars. So I believe there's a Jap version. There's like a Jap car event. Not sure the dates. I know that there was a BMW one on the Saturday, the day before. I would have went to that one, but I had stuff going on Saturday. And obviously I drive a Mini, I don't drive a BMW, but if I did have a BMW, then I probably would go to one of those events. Okay, so the shop, it's just a shop, really. It's a big shop. You can see in the footage here, didn't take too many snaps because it's a bit awkward filming in a shop. If you're gonna buy Lego, you could buy Lego there. You can also buy Hot Wheels cars there. You can buy clothing, stickers. I have got a sticker, and the good thing about it is they also sell alcohols. So they have Hawkston Lager, which it's a good beer. But overall, if you're gonna go there and you want to buy a t-shirt, they range from about 20 quid to about 35. I did look at the t-shirts. None of them really tickled my fancy. I'd say, I don't want to be blunt, but they were a bit cheaply made. But at the end of the day, you're not really going to be buying the t-shirt and probably wearing it every day. You're probably just going to buy it for when you go back to an event, or another car event. If you are going to buy a hoodie, I'm really into my hoodies. You might guess at some point during the videos in the future. I really wanted to get one. There was a nice embroidered one that I liked, but I wasn't going to pay 55 to 65 quid for a hoodie. I just thought that was a bit of a robbing phase. Hats are probably about 30 quid as well if you're into your hats. But yeah, overall, pretty good. So what did I think about the entire place? I think it's a good place. Like I said, if you're going to go on your own, it's probably not going to be as good. I'd recommend going with somebody that's very interested in cars, whether that's whether it's your parents or your mates. I'd say it's a really good event if you and your mates are going to go. Not sure if there's any night events. Obviously, because I went through the day. It's worth checking out their site though. They've got tons of events going on across the months. But yeah, I'd recommend going with your mates. It's going to be a good laugh. You'll see a lot of nice cars. And yeah, just have a browse really. It's a bit like Cafe in a Machine. I've been there before. As I said, whatever event takes your fancy is worth going to. So that's it. I'm going to wrap up with the video today. Thank you for watching. Apologies again. My schedule is horrendous, but I try my best to get it done. I'll try and do some more videos on the Mini. That's what I want to do next. I'll see if I can get some more test drives in the future. It might be a while, but I might be able to get a few of my mates to sort of showcase their cars. But if you've got any ideas on what cars you'd like me to review, let me know and I'll see if I can make that happen. I did actually think of a couple of other ideas, potentially doing sort of like sit down videos and then having a look at, you know, pricing a car at a certain budget. So I have £5,000, I want to buy a sports car, what should I get? So I might do them sort of types of videos, maybe look at first cars, get sports cars that you can get on a budget. If I had 250 grand, what would I buy? What would be my dream garage? Those sort of standard types of YouTube videos, really. But yeah, if you haven't checked me out already, I am on Instagram, Josh in Cars. I'm not on TikTok yet. It's a long story short, but I spent way too much time on TikTok in my life, so I'm trying to keep off that app. But yeah, go follow me at Josh in Cars. A like and subscribe to the channel would be very handy. Yeah, see you next time.